the thing that the thing that I fell in love with was when you said, what would it be absolutely really like if a modern man was really stuck on a deserted island, not with the girl, the pirates don't show up. Remember that conversation?
Yeah.
And it's like, what would it really be like? Is it possible to make a movie that would be absolutely real, and what his struggle would be in complete reality? So that is what made me fall in love with that movie. The other thing is, for anyone who's interested in looking at the movie, from a directorial style point of view, we didn't bring a dolly, we didn't bring any lights. We brought only a camera and a tripod to Fiji, and it was interesting. What we came up with was the idea that the camera only moves on the lens nodal point, pans and tilts, in the whole time that we're on the island. And then Tom had to work within that frame, so the camera would start moving, like a surveillance camera. It never followed Tom. It did its own thing, and Tom had to work within that frame. But then once we got off the island, and of course there was no music on the island. There was only sound effects, surf and wind.
There's a lot packed into that, because in that we worked on that for 6 years. Bill Broyles and I sort of like had the first act. Bill Broyles came in and he brought the second act, and then we talked to you twice, and then we came back like a year and a half later, and you said, I can't get that thing. But we did not have that third act, and you brought in the concept of the basics of that. And in that scene, two of the key elements of life are created. One is fire, shelter, or water, food and fire. Fire is one, but then the fifth element to stay alive is company, and that's the birth of Wilson. That you said, I think he's got to come out of Chuck somehow. We came up with the blood on the wall.
And Tom designed it. Because I kept saying that to you. I said, he comes from you, he's physically your blood, you have to draw. And kept putting it off, and then I think the morning of, he sat down with a piece of cloth and the red paint, and here it is.
Two things happened. Robin, our prop guy, immediately scooped it up and went off and made like 27 exact copies.
It's like, hey Robin, here it is.
And as far as the island goes, you see those cutaways to Wilson? Those were my only shots off. That was the only time I was not on camera. So, okay, Tom, we're gonna get Wilson's cover. I got back to my hut that they were building. As soon as I opened the screen, okay, Tom, we're ready. A lot happened there. Okay. All right. Now we're going to come around to here. Those three movies, Eclipse, I think that it's the amalgam of Bob's narrative, the tools that he used in order to make it, the collaboration that he always had with all of the actors that involved, and that magnificent serendipity that goes into the nature of a shooting day. Here, which we're going to see a clip from now, is almost the antithesis of an awful lot of that. Very specific sets with all sorts of moving platforms and whatnot in order to make it comfortable. So much so that we had a 1 week workshop at a hotel in Santa Monica where we just set up a mock-up of the camera position and the set, and then we just workshopped to see how intricate is this going to be.
And to put the scenes up, and make sure that they were working.
Right.
So it was kind of like theater rehearsal. It was like a black box theater that we did.
Right.
Except that we shot.
And what was left over is going to last forever. So there were times where we went to 27 takes, full takes, 47 takes in which we fell apart with that. But it was impossible to walk away until serendipity was almost run out of it, outside of stuff that we tried to incorporate.
So it's gonna be really interesting in seeing these clips out of context, because you know, is anyone here seen the movie? I don't think you have, right?
No.
Okay, okay.
Are you guys all AFI students or?
No.
No,
Regular
you
people.
just love movies.
Okay.
How many people love movies here?
Yeah, so,
All right, well, here's a clip from the movie.
a movie that will be in your theaters very soon.
And we do not and will not have for quite some time a deal with the streamers, because this is not meant for streamers.